just turn that down. There we go. How you all doing? Monday, here we are. I did warn you. Okay, we're going to same model as we did on Thursday, and this is, yeah, you could call it a bonus stream, because there was this other set of this model and I just really wanted to draw these poses today. So I figured we'd just do an extra stream. These poses were going to get drawn regardless, so I figured I might as well do it live. Okay, so we are going, this will be a shorter stream than the Thursday stream, I would imagine. Let's see how we do. Which wall do we talk with? Asked William. William, the fourth wall. We talk to the fourth wall. That's all YouTube is, isn't it? Or at least live streams. They are talking to the fourth wall. All right, let's go. Let's get cracking. I think probably about the huge. Lengthwise, we'll start with a 15-ish. You know I like to keep it vague. Let me start the counter. All right. Let's go. I will try and discuss my process as I go. Always, first rule of the business, find that shoulder line. There's some really nice, albeit subtle, there's some really nice kind of rhythmical ideas playing against each other here. Manubrium's sitting high because we're actually, our horizon line's at about her navel down here. So the navel, or the clavicles are sitting high up here. Something like that. Let's find our rib cage. Sternum. Arch of the rib cage. Sitting about there. Iliac crest coming down this way and this way. Acis is sitting about there, give or take. Something like that. Sternocleidomastoid coming up this way, acting as an extension through that center line. So important. By far, in my opinion, the most important connecting line of the neck to the head. Head of the humerus going to be sitting just underneath that clavicle there, coming up this way, and once again reinforcing that rhythmical idea, coming this way, right? Ear is sitting about there. Okay. Pectoral coming down this way. Excuse me. Let's find overall position for that arm. It's going away from us. So there's some foreshortening on that forearm, especially. Okay, bottom of the rib cage is sitting here. We know our navel is sitting right about here, right? Halfway between the bottom of the rib cage and the top of the iliac crest. And we're going to get in our center line, just to help show us how the volume is sitting in space. The scapula is obviously sitting at the back, but we can see it kind of reveal itself right about here, right, with the latissimus sitting on top of it. Then our rib cage coming down this way. And meeting up with the oblique. If you see the edge of that oblique there. Okay, let's find, this leg is going away from us. Yeah, oblique going into gluteus medius, sitting in there. Can't really see it, but we know the sartorius is sitting about there, and we'll hint at that. Same thing on this side, we can get just a hint of it there, right? Tensor fasciolate rectus femoris, sitting in this region. This leg isn't going away from us as much as this one. And as we come off the rib cage here, see that transition into the oblique quite, maybe I've done a little bit too much, overcooked that a tiny bit. We'll settle it down when we get to our tie down. Knees actually a little bit higher, probably sitting about here. Probably not going to draw the whole leg. That probably covers all we need to worry about. Bicep coming up this way. You can see that deltoid, mass of the deltoid sitting in there. And then going into the tricep. So it's coming back this way. See the deltoid peeking out there. Forearm sitting here. Thank you very much for the kind words. Okay. Let's keep going. All right. Yeah, let's tighten a few things up here. Arch of that rib cage is sitting in there. Pectoral coming off the clavicle, sitting in there, transition into our bicep, and as we like to do, it's always useful, straight against a curve, right? never want to get too far into, like, we don't want to neglect those concepts. Our core concepts will always essentially be true. We can't ignore them. Okay, so manubrium, we see the clavicle. This is a very subtle transition in here. So we see the clavicle sitting in here, and it kind of meets up with the rib cage, and then into the mass of the breast sitting in there. Gonna pull this in ever so slightly. Same thing with this oblique. We said earlier it was a bit overcooked. Probably sitting about there. There we go. Then coming down to the tensor fasciolate. Rectus femoris sitting in there. So sometimes, you know, these little changes can really, they add up. I'm going to do the same on this side. We're going to pull in ever so slightly here. Something like that. Coming down this way, meet up with the inguinal ligament, which comes down to here, down to the pubic bone. And because the leg is kind of going away from us, we don't really have any crease in this area. Something like that. Okay, let's keep going. Same thing. Small levels of refinement here and there. Okay, I'm getting close to getting to our tonal. No, let's get rid of that. All right. All right, let's hit some, just got the, deltoid just peeking out here, something like so. All right, let's get some core shadows. Hopefully they will help help us describe form just with a little bit more clarity. This reference is giving me a better perspective of how far down the rib cage goes. Good, yeah, you know, it really is just the thing that, you know, obviously the rib cage is the largest form of the upper torso. So we really want to understand where it sits in space. Let's keep finding some of these subdivisions. Zicard, thank you so much. You're very welcome. I'm really glad you find it useful. Yeah, very much appreciate the support. Okay. Clavicle. Yeah, maneuvering sitting about there. I think that'll do it. That's our 15. Just gonna do a little bit of a blend here. Keep things kind of light. It's an understated tonal pass, but I think that's okay. Okay. $17.25. We'll take it. Okay. Next pose. Let's have a look. Ah, yes. Just a back pose standing with a lovely subtle turn to the form here. This is one of those that's, it's a beautiful pose. It's going to be deceivingly tricky. It's a very quiet pose, but there's a lot going on in that stillness. All right, let me reset the clock. Let's see, probably about the same amount of time, I would imagine. See how we go. Something like that. These are some really great proses, says Strange Brew. You're very welcome. Yeah, they're fun, right? Well, this is why, as I was saying at the beginning of the stream, we did draw this model last week, and I would not normally draw a model again so soon, but it's kind of also why, you know, kind of make this bit of a little bit of a bonus stream. Okay, so we got our long rhythmical ideas, because this is actually a separate set from the other ones. And the thing with this set is there's a couple of dozen standing poses like this which are just beautiful. But the rest of the set is all like sitting and lying poses, which we all enjoy doing too, but she's wearing this kind of nightgown type thing, like lace type affair, and you just can't see enough of the form. So I thought, you know what, it's the standing poses I really want to hit here. I'm just going to do them kind of like as a little mini standalone thing. This arm coming back this way. This is what's so appealing about this. And one of the things about this pose is this arm coming back this way. It's just kind of sitting like that. This arm too is coming back this way, and I'm guessing going to the front of her form. Something like that. We will tweak as we go, but I just love the there's something very graceful about this pose. Okay, so sacrum, the triangle of the sacrum here, obviously gluteus down here, iliac crest coming up this way, and we can kind of already see that butterfly motif sitting in there. On this side it's more subtle, but we know it's sitting in there. Anyway, that's all I'm going to do for now, because I know I'm going to be pushing and pulling quite a bit here. This leg is kind of going away from us. Yeah, look at the way that you can see that crease sitting on top of the iliac crest, kind of coming down this way. And then that leg kind of doing something like that. As I said, this one's very subtly kind of coming towards us. So we know that the rib cage is sitting in here. Hoyle, is it? Hoyle? Thank you very much for the support. Much appreciated it. And sorry for butchering your name, inevitably. That's what I do. Okay. Scapula, sitting here. Head of the humerus is there. You can see that deltoid kind of sitting in here. This is going away from us, this forearm. We can see the trapezius kind of sitting up this way, going up to the occipital ridge back here, right? And then our rib cage is obviously sitting here, as we established. We can see, coming from the front of the form, the pectoral muscle sitting in here, and then coming out, and the breast sitting on top of the form there, on top of the rib cage. And we've got that. Got some compression right there where the iliac crest and the rib cage kind of meet, and we've got a little bit of compression. Doing something like that. We've got her hair coming down the form here, coming down, draped down her back and kind of coming out here. Same on this side. Let's get a peek of her nose is sitting there, but this section of the back is obscured by the hair, and then we can see the triceps thing in there. Doing something like that. Once again, the hair is in there. We'll refine all that as we go. What I think is a rough pass. We're in the ballpark. Okay. Time to get jiggy. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to. Where do I start? I think I want to start in this section where this compression is, because it feels like it's the most complex part of the pose. And it's the area with the I can then measure to. Something like that. Also, we do have this hand to be mindful of. Which actually, the wrist is sitting about here. And that hand is going back in this direction. Sitting in there. Something like that. Okay. I think this arm needs to go up a little bit actually. So I'm going to do that. So we got the deltoid sitting about here, and then that's transitioning into the bicep sitting in there, and then coming down to fat pad there, or compression point there. So this is actually wider, so this is sitting about here. Something like that. Then the forearm with its foreshortening on it there. Something like that. Trapezius sitting in that area there. Okay. Suggest these fingers just very slightly. Thumb is kind of sitting in here, going out that way. Okay, that'll do us for now. We can all tweak things as we need to. So, iliac crest. Then, so the oblique is about here. And then that's coming up this way. And then the rib cage going off this way. Gluteus coming down this way. Okay, still some business to take care of. Sicard, welcome. Welcome to the show. You will find, members will find a link in the community chat to the reference. If you want to draw along, then you'll be able to. Glad to have you along. Okay. So we got the end of the sacrum here. Gluteus sitting in there. And it's always interesting, you know, I have this situation quite a lot where you've got excuse me, you've got basically the inner thigh, the inner part of the leg, of each leg, kind of competing for the real estate near, and they both kind of need it. And I know you'd say, well, just what's going on in the reference, but it's not always that easy. And this is a really weird kind of cheat, but I'm actually, even though this is the leg going away from us, it's the one that I'm kind of going to give the priority to on this volume. Hopefully I'm not going to regret that. Something like that. And then this one, it's kind of sitting here. I'm going to just pull that out there, something like that. So we got this little air gap there. Okay, that should work. path is coming out that way. This one's actually kind of going out in this direction. It's really nice. But I'm going to stop the drawing there. I do want to just at least resolve a tiny bit of what's going on here. Neck. Alright, let's get a little bit of tone, a little bit of light and dark in here. So we got a cast shadow coming off this hand here. And some core shadow sitting in here. Pocket of light sitting in there. All right, we're getting close. Actually, let's see. Just a little bit of clarity here. Okay. You know, yeah, well, as I said at the beginning, it's a trickier pose than you might think, you know? Good enough. This next one's going to be super tricky, I think. Once again, quiet pose, but with some very subtle ideas. This pose is really the beast of the session, I think. Let's see. Yeah, good stuff. All right. Reset the clock. Quick sip of tea. Where am I at pencil-wise here? Okay. Excuse me. All right. Let's go. The tricky thing with this pose is that the way that she's bending over, it has a real, there's a tendency for these things to want to stiffen up. So let's see. Mile, having a blast. Yeah, me too. This is fun, right? Glad we could do this today. Okay, so let's find manubrium's going to be sitting here, right? Clavicle coming back this way. Same on this side. Sternum. Arch of the rib cage is sitting about here. I'm going to be pushing and pulling with this one. So, yeah, you know. Okay, good enough for now. Head of the humerus, this arm going back this way. And then coming, forearm coming beautifully forward. And yeah, the hand sitting about here. Once again, can all be changed. Head of the humerus. This arm coming this way. And then the forearm kind of in a foreshortened manner coming to about here. And then this hand sitting about here, something like that. Very subtle. This is black belt stuff, kids. Okay, pectoral muscle coming across this way. And the breast sitting here. Sitting about there. Sternocleidomastoid. Trapezius. It's almost kind of not quite, but almost like there's a hyperextension or an overextension of the arm here. And you know what? I want to pull this down. I want to pull this forearm down to about here, I think. I'm going to get some more business down here before I change anything here, because I think that while it will need changing, I'm not exactly sure how much. Deltoid. Tricep. Pectoral coming off this on this side. crest is sitting about here, which actually pulls the arch of this rib cage down just a little bit. Okay. Asis, iliac crest, inguinal ligament coming down. Yeah, so tricky. Navel is about here. About here. And then that center line is about there. This is so hard. Rib cage. Oblique. Iliac crest. This is where this is so complex in this area. And it's not that it inherently and it's on its own, either one of these are that difficult. But together, to work as a series of volumes that you want, hopefully, to be convincing, that's where the trickiness lies. Coming around the front of the form, but you can see that oblique up here. Coming down. Okay. Amos, these poses are delicate and lovely. They are, and they are like as delicate as they come, which is why I wanted to do them. And look, I knew going in they weren't going to be easy. Under no illusion. Okay, we'll get there. You can see that trapezius. So clavicle, trapezius sitting in there, coming down, acromion process sitting about there, right? And then we can see that deltoid coming off that as an idea. Her neck looks super long. I'm gonna have to tweak that. Oh, this is so tough. I think this head needs to be a little lower. Yeah, probably about there. All right. I feel like I want to make adjustments. Yeah. Like, for example, just using this as my center point. This arm is probably about here. So this elbow is about here. So this is actually not terribly off. This hand is probably about here. All right, we'll get there. This is one of those poses where you shouldn't trust what you think you see. Yeah. You gotta, as I said, you gotta really have your wits about you for this one. Hopefully we'll get there. I just really want to try and capture the spirit of this pose. We'll see. Let's see what happens. This knee is probably about here. So this will come forward just a little bit. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. I'm going to start to tie down just a little bit. Clavicle. Clavicle. It's interesting though, you watch the clavicle come up this way, but it's actually going down here because the acromion process is actually kind of at about this point here. Okay. Okay, so the deltoid sitting this way, trapezius coming in here. Okay. Forearm. sitting about there. For now, that will do. Okay, so rib cage. Oblique. Gluteus. That's as far as I want to go there right now. Deltoid, tricep, getting into the foreshortened forearm in there. Pectoral muscle. You know, it's funny, isn't it? You get poses that are like full of foreshortening and complex ideas like that, which are really challenging in their own right. But a pose like this can arguably be one of the toughest, in my opinion, that you can do. Because there is nothing to hide behind as far as the theatrics of foreshortening, for example. Okay, so I'm moving the navel up a little bit there. This familiar playlist, as far as music's concerned, yes, I've gone back to Epidemic Sound. I just wasn't very impressed with that other music service, as I think you know. So I will make a big effort to revise the playlist, but we will be working with music that's probably more familiar. Hope you're doing well, Lulu. Okay. Yeah, poses like this will humble you real quick. You think you're a tough guy, getting all good at this, and it's like, okay, let's have a reality check here. Okay. Hand looks good. Thanks. Hopefully it's not the only thing, but could end up being. Let's see how we do. We're not done yet. Ear is probably about here. I think maybe this is... It's not working. It doesn't help that I can't rotate my table. Alright, we're at 22 minutes. Gonna go a little bit longer. It might be time to throw in a bit of tone. Let's see what happens. Not crazy about the lighting pattern on this, but I don't know if it's a fight that I want to pick, so I'm gonna go with it. Shared your stream in an art Discord. You deserve more than 2 views. Thank you. Luckily, we do have more than 2 viewers, just not on Twitch, obviously. But I really appreciate that. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, look, any help on Twitch is much appreciated. Look, this is not my finest hour, but I didn't go into this pose with any illusions that it would be. This one was self-flagellation. I'm not 100% dissatisfied with it. Could it be better? Yes. But I actually do think that there are certain things that are working. Mine looks severely crippled, says Mila. I can't, you know, I know the feeling. Seems like General's charcoal lays much more on top of the surface of the paper than Conte. You can barely move Conte around. I think that a large part of that is, I can't find a short version for your name. Please give me one. No, I think it's mostly to do with the newsprint. The newsprint is insanely smooth. Like you can't even draw with willow charcoal on this particular newsprint. You literally just blow right off. Conte, I do agree with you. I think because Conte is a bit more scratchy, it does tend to stick a little bit more. But so much of what you're speaking to. Yeah, willow, you can wipe right away. Exactly, it's why I never use it on the stream or on this paper. There's really no point. Okay, do we want to try and do anything with this? I kind of feel like I'm done because I'm not 100% convinced there's too much to salvage here. Let's just play for another minute. I think the actual trick here would be to try and pull out some of the reflected light in the tone, or something, you know, some of the bounce light over here. But it's going to end up being a complex process. I think I'm ready to call it. This drawing's never going to be much more than it already is, so I think we'll call it a day. humbling. Seriously humbling. Okay. The trick would be to go in and hit all the darker darks and introduce another value range. That's probably what this could use. It's just the drawing itself was so complex, the underdrawing is so messy that hard to, hard to deal with. Anyway, challenge, big challenge that one. Knew it would be. Boy. Okay, last pose, guys. Last pose. Hopefully a little bit more straightforward. I think it's awesome. Thank you, Jeffrey. Look, as I said, I firmly believe those are some of the hardest types of poses. To look at all the great figure artists, artists in general, and steal bits and pieces of tech of all. Hey, why not? Absolutely. Okay, where are we at pencil-wise? Let's see if we can get some fresh carbon going here. Sorry, just need to find the right. That'll do, I suppose. Let's see. All right, let me reset the clock. Oh, quick sip of tea. Okay, let's do this. And as I said, there's more of this this model from this set that I'd really like to kind of take on the challenge of. Okay. Spine, center line. Sacrum sitting about here, give or take. Iliac crest, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so sacrum, iliac crest. Rib cage is about here. We've got some lovely compression coming off the iliac from the sacrum. Iliac crest, we've got some compression around this area here. Occipital ridge. Look at the way that from coming off the scapula here, we've got that acromion process right there. The deltoid sitting in this area here. And then coming off that, our tricep. Something like that. Trapezius. Yeah, coming up. Occipital ridge. Scapula/latissimus rib cage, and we can see the breast coming off, sitting on top of the form there. So occipital ridge, trapezius coming down this way, acromion process, deltoid. From us here. Bicep. Forearm. Scapula, rib cage, oblique, gluteus medius. Then look at the way the compression, this gluteus maximus sitting in here, an interesting kind of shape for the gluteus. We don't often see, I feel. Coming off. Rib cage coming off iliac crest. Get that point there. Compression, hamstring, then coming up to this interesting compression point there. Gonna have to tidy this up a little. Okay, so sacrum, yeah, iliac crest, lower lumbar sitting in here, oblique, latissimus is kind of connecting probably around here. You can actually kind of get a sense of that, right? Yeah, this is all going to need to be tightened up a little. It's all getting a bit loosey-goosey, but we'll get there. that. Nah, we can do better. All right. I'm actually going to start up here. On some level, this feels like a bit of a dangerous proposition, but I'm going to start tying down up here, and I'm going to get everything to work. Famous last words. Ah, not a good start. Okay. Deltoid. Bicep. Chromium process. Okay. Scapula. Radial. Coming in here. Okay, we'll come back to the tweak pass in a bit. Trapezius. Coming into the acromion process there. Latissimus. Rib cage, iliac crest, kind of aces E. So if we come around the form. Spine. So I'm going to cheat here because I think that we can hopefully make it read better than it does in the reference, believe it or not. I think that's a little bit better. Dare I say it? How do you decide when to make some of your lines thick versus thin? Honestly, a lot of it's just kind of like an intuitive feel, but generally speaking, I would say that when I want to express where there's weight or mass, I'll tend to push a little harder, if that makes sense. But it's a balance between, well, at least the attempt is between what's aesthetically works, but then what also, helps describe form. Once again, a chromium process on both sides of the form, right? Really helps kind of seat the deltoid, if that makes sense. Excuse me. Okay. Little fat pad, then coming into the hamstring, and then into the business of the knee and the overlapping form of the calf, attaching above the knee. All right, let's do some tone. You're very welcome. Okay, let's hit some core shadow. This pencil is just insane on this paper. This is the softest charcoal I've yet to use. Hitting core shadow, but you know, just being very ginger with it, because yeah, this charcoal just wants to be messy. But if we can get it to behave, it can actually be a great asset. So we've got quite a bit of this image in tone. I'm going to lean into that. Anyway, let's get a little bit of just very light tone down and see where we're at. See how much you can pull, how much material you can pull just off what's already been put on the page. It'd be so tempting to add more, where we might not actually even need more. see where we're at. Whoa. Knew that would happen. Excuse me. Just going to go in and just add just a little bit more tone here and there. Darker darks. Yeah, sure. I would agree with that. I'm gonna pull back a little bit of this darkness on this edge. Feels a little overdone. Okay. All right. Would have been, ideally, this would have been a single light source. Because I haven't really, yeah, I don't know. Not thrilled with it. Anyway. Yeah, I wish I hadn't overdone the exterior line so much. It's tough because I think what happens is in my thought process as I'm trying to clarify ideas, I tend to hit pretty hard with the exterior line. But, excuse me, I think I sacrifice subtlety in that pursuit. I need to do better. All right. Guys, I think we're going to call it there. Need to do better. I do like strong contrast though. I do too. Oh, did Lulu take off? Bye, Lulu. I like contrast too, but I think it could. Look, there's a place for contrast. It's easy to overdo it too, you know. May we see this model again in the future, please? Amos, absolutely we will. There's certainly more of her to come. We can do her again soon. We actually, if you didn't check it out already, we did draw her on last Thursday as well. So if you didn't see that stream and you've got an appetite to draw more of her, that would be a pretty good place to start. But we will certainly draw her again. I think the lines of the scapula and between the back muscles can be darker to distinguish from the core shadow lines. You're most certainly right, they could be. But I think I'm done for today. And I'm not, here's the thing, I'm not inherently quite happy with the way I captured that. So it's, to me, there's a diminishing return on trying to polish the pig's ear, so to speak. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. And guys, thank you. Here we are on a Monday again. We will be back on Thursday. I never seen an artist happy with her work. I would say that my success rate for personal happiness with a drawing is probably about 1 in 30, if I had to guess. And even of late, that hasn't really been the case. I actually don't quite recall when I last did a drawing that I completely could walk away from and go, yeah, I actually kind of like that one. Which is another reason for maybe trying to get back in more than once a week, because I don't think my practice can hold up with just drawing once a week right now. Anyway, I'm rambling. Guys, we will do this all again on Thursday. Haven't decided what we will do on Thursday, but we will be back on Thursday. So, in the meantime, hang in there. It's Monday. We can make it. And I'll see you all on Thursday. All right. Do me a favor if you wouldn't mind. On your way out the door, hit the like button and all that. Twitch, I don't think there is a like button. Nothing to hit. You guys are free to leave. Let me know also, if you would, in the comments, not really in the comments of the stream, but in the comments of the video, if there's anything in particular you want me to cover, or that you, a model that we've drawn in the past, you're like, oh, I'd love to draw that model again. Let me know what stream it was, and I can look back and see what model we drew, and we can do it again. YouTube doesn't allow me to chat or comment for some reason. You do need to be subscribed. But if you're subscribed for more than 5 minutes, you should be able to comment on YouTube. Just something to keep in mind. Gold medal for modesty. It's not modesty, Mila, really. It's the pursuit of something deeper. I think that's what it is, and I'm trying to hold myself to a higher standard with that. When you've been figure drawing as long as I have, I think I should be doing decent drawings, right? It's not about just doing decent drawings, it's about trying to find something, hopefully trying to find something more than that. And as I've said so many times, sometimes for me it's not even about the end result, it's about what was the process? How comfortable was I in the process? And did I feel like while during that process that I answered the questions satisfactorily? If I don't, then I'm not happy. And generally that reflects in me not being happy with the drawing. When it might be that the drawing is satisfactory, but I wasn't happy with the process. Make sense? Robed female. We can certainly do some robed. In fact, there's some lovely references of this model robed. So we can certainly look at doing some of those too. I think possibly on Thursday we'll do a male, or we might do some sculpt. I don't know. We'll see. I'll figure it out between now and then. But please keep the suggestions coming. It's much appreciated, guys. All right, I'm going to let you go. I'll see you all on Thursday. Fingers crossed. Hopefully. In the meantime, take care of yourselves. I'll see you then. Cheers. Bye.